Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. No, I promise I have not been kidnapped. We just have to talk about the Nintendo news no matter where I'm at. So good morning, here we go. Nintendo sabotaging themselves in the strangest way, and I don't get it. I want to know if you get it because it makes no sense, and it's really a self-inflicted wound. Ouch. Plus, hear me out. Would you pay more for a higher tier of Switch Online if I told you Nintendo is gonna offer the opportunity to try all their games before you buy? Sounds pretty exciting, doesn't it? We gotta fill you in on that. And we're talking about Kirby. We're talking about next level games and more. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're all doing amazing. Again, I promise you, despite the background, I have not been kidnapped. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the show, and let me know your take on today's topics in the comments down below. Let's kick things off with next level games trying to take things to the next level. Now, these are obviously the folks that are bringing us Mario Strikers Battle League later this summer, which looks awesome. And they also did Luigi's Mansion 3 back in 2019. They are on a hot streak, and that's why Nintendo acquired them last year. And now they are really boosting up, right? They're hiring for more team members, tool engineers, performance engineers, and more, looking to build their staff and build their team, as I think they're gonna be one of Nintendo's main developers going forward. I mean, the quality is absolutely there, the fun is absolutely there, and Nintendo trusts them with their characters to do great stuff. I wonder what they have in the pipeline. Do you think Luigi's Mansion 4 is a title that we'd like to see on Switch? Is that something that would be cool to get another iteration of that game? I mean, the franchise is pretty robust with Luigi's Mansion 1, Dark Moon over on the handheld, and then back to Luigi's Mansion 3 on Switch. Obviously, they have familiarity with sports, and if Strikers Battle League is strong, maybe they could tackle another Mario sports title. What I would love to see most, though, is for Next Level to create their own level, their own IP. I mean, look how fun it was when we got Splatoon. Look how fun, for a lot of people, ARMS was. Nintendo hasn't really attempted much new since then, and that's been a while, so I'd love to see Next Level, with their design chops, just bring in a new Nintendo character. I mean, it'd be so fun to add to the parade of Kirby and Inkling, Mario, Isabelle, Link, somebody new. Doesn't that sound exciting to you? Speaking of exciting, people have been pumped for Nintendo Switch Sports, and the previews were quite positive, so I've been getting excited as well. Unfortunately, Nintendo made a humongous goof here, and so the reviews have come out far less than stellar. Nintendo Switch Sports currently sits at a 75 on Metacritic, which by no means is bad, but it's very middling. And a lot of the reviews say like, it's Switch Sports, but it doesn't really feel like it's anything great or new, and it just kind of is lacking. But do you know why? Do you know what Nintendo did here? They did not let reviewers play the online. The online is the biggest, coolest addition to Switch Sports. Because let's face it, we've bowled before, we've tennised before, right? We've golfed before. But now you can do these things with anybody. You can do them across the world. You can do them with matchmaking. And the fact that Nintendo is not activating the online until launch day Friday is mind-boggling. Many reviews include words like getting bored quickly. Well, duh, if there's no online, that really removes a lot of the replayability. This is self-inflicted in the strangest way. I know Nintendo operates a little funny sometimes, but this one makes no sense because Switch Sports' biggest edition, they're not reviewing it. It's just very, very odd that they would have chosen to roll things out in this way. And there's plenty of ways to do review events in person or over computers and Skype and Parsec. There's ways to make it work that you just don't need to wait. It's very strange that Nintendo would be choosing such an archaic review process for this game, and I think it absolutely hurt the overall review score, and I think is going to maybe hurt for the hardcore. Now, many people will just see Switch Sports and see badminton and tennis and all that fun stuff and want to get right back into it. Bowling, they're there. But for people like us that, watch YouTube videos, read Twitter posts, and pay attention to reviews, I don't know. I think this was a colossal error, and I'm just really not sure why Nintendo did it. I bet this review score goes from a 75 to like an 82 or 83 if they do allow the online. And to me, once you're in that 8 range, it feels like a far stronger proposition. Keep in mind, this is not a full price title, so the 75 is still palatable, but the online, isn't that what we're most excited for? It's just weird that it's not there. It's weird that they missed the mark. I think maybe they think this is a party game at its heart, and yes, it is, but in today's day and age, in today's world, 2022, the online is paramount. So what the heck were they thinking? Let me know if this affects your opinion of SwitchForce, and do you find it just so dumb that they didn't include the online for reviewers? Today is officially the 30th anniversary of Kirby, and people are sharing their favorite memories, so I wanted to give you mine real fast. Kirby Superstar came out for Super Nintendo, and I was so pumped for this game. I kept calling my local video store to see if they had it for rent, and when they finally did, I just got out of school. Keep in mind, it's 1996, I'm 7 years old, and I'm like, "Hi video store, do you have Kirby Superstar in stock?" And they said yes, and I just gotten out of school, and I was like, "Mom, we gotta go. We gotta go right now. You gotta take me there." And bless my mom, she took me straight there. I got Kirby Superstar, and me and my brother Jake had a blast all week long because 8 games in one. I thought that was so sick that you had this Kirby game with 8 games in one. If you haven't played Kirby Superstar, at least go look at a video of it. And let me know your favorite Kirby memory in the comments down below. A famous green menace once said, "Do or do not, there is no try." But what if there could be a try? What if you could try out the best Switch games? Because Sony is doing something I think super cool and interesting, and I'm wondering if the Switch would benefit. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd love to see this on Nintendo. So here's what's happening. For their new PlayStation Plus service, because Sony is kind of splitting up PlayStation Plus into these different tiers, the premium tier is now going to offer time-limited game trials for any game over $34. Kind of an odd price point, but basically think of this as like big games, right? So indie games aren't gonna need demos, but full games are gonna need at least a 2-hour trial, 2 hours of a game. Now in today's era where things cost a lot of money and life is expensive and there's so many games, wouldn't it be nifty if you could play 2 hours of a new title and see if it was right for you? Now, part of me thinks this is almost too generous because I don't know, I think we could get a lot of games for 2 hours and just never have to buy them and be okay with it. But if you were looking to see if, I don't know, Mario Strikers Battle League is for you, you could put it through the paces and then no. And then maybe you'd be more inclined to buy because you'd already have seen that, hey, this is gonna be valuable for me. I guess the dark side of this is that you play Mario Strikers Battle League and are like, ew, I don't really like it. The whole Mario thing ain't doing anything for me on the football pitch, so I'm gonna skip it. But I think for games that you're not as familiar with, say like Fire Emblem 3 Hopes or Xenoblade Chronicles 3, wouldn't this be a great way to preserve your dollars and make the best choices? And maybe in the long run, you'd actually become more attached to certain franchises that you never would have even tried. So maybe they actually do make more money long term because you're getting access to games that you previously wouldn't have even considered. I don't know, but I think this is a very interesting system, and we're gonna see a lot more things of this sort as we move forward, right? The digital future is basically here, and we're getting streaming games, we're getting trials, Game Pass, these are all kind of in the same realm. And I would group Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack in sort of a similar fashion because you are getting to play like old games. But the deal is Sony is now doing this with new games, and obviously Game Pass does this with new games. And I wonder if it's just a matter of time before Nintendo needs to upgrade and include new titles as well. Would you be pumped and psyched to pay for a premium tier of Switch Online if it gave you access to 2 hours of the big upcoming games? So you got Xenoblade, you got Splatoon 3, you got Mario Strikers Battle League, Fire Emblem 3 Hopes, Breath of the Wild 2. All right, all of these games you can try for 2 hours and then make a decision if it's right for you. You're paying a little bit more upfront for the higher tier Switch Online, but you get to dip your toes into every single pool of water. And we know how toes feel about water. Prunes, baby, prunes. Now, before you get too excited, the little caveat here is, remember, Switch Online Expansion Pack, even with the expansion pack, that costs about $4 or $5 a month. PlayStation Plus Premium is going to be $17.99 a month. We're talking about a triple jam increase in price, so they are paying for it. They're paying for the opportunity to try these games out, and I don't know, do you think an extra $10 a month is worth it to get that access, to be able to have those trials, or would you rather be Yoda and just do or do not? Make sure to let me know. I think this is gonna be a really interesting split, and I'm curious what your takes are and how you'd prefer to spend your hard-earned dollars. And we're back. that brings us to our poll, which is all about Mario. Mario's on the mind because the Mario movie was sadly delayed, and I feel like the next big Mario game is probably coming sometime in the next year. All right, so I want to know what you would rather see from the Mario franchise next. Mario Odyssey 2, a brand new 3D Mario game, a brand new 2D Mario game, or give us Galaxy 2 on Switch. And I was surprised that give us Galaxy 2 on Switch actually earned 16% of the vote. Nobody really wants 2D, that was only 8%. Mario Odyssey 2 is the clear choice at 53%, and that makes sense because I feel like Nintendo, when they have a chance to iterate on the Mario formula, they do really, really good stuff. They do really smart things, and they made such nice strides with Bowser's Fury. If they combine that with Cappy and maybe even some new mechanics, I feel like it could be super fun. But I'm gonna say I'd rather have a brand new 3D Mario game, and 23% of you feel that way because new ideas are always fun, and new settings are really, really nifty. I'd love to see what Nintendo thinks they can do with the Switch and Mario now that we are 6 years in, right? Mario Odyssey came out year 1, and now it's been so much time, maybe they have a better grasp on the Switch, how it works, how they'd like to incorporate Mario and his antics. I just think whatever they do is gonna be fun. And as we saw from Galaxy 2 to Galaxy 1, there's a chance that Odyssey 2, if that's what they go with, is vastly different than Odyssey 1 and could introduce some really game-changing mechanics as they did with Yoshi in Mario Galaxy 2. So I'm super bummed to see what's next for Mario. Looks like 2023 will be Mario and Zelda again, shifted from 2022 to 2023, just like good old times in 2017. But this right now is your Wednesday Good Morning Mario. So thanks so much for joining me. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy this show. I love you guys a lot. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And until next time, everyone, SwitchForce out.